In December, former Western Cape Premier and Ambassador to Washington, Ebrahim Rasool launched the One Africa NGO, geared towards public benefit and fighting xenophobia. The effect of COVID-19 has had a massive impact on the poor and marginalized communities. And so the NGO set out to assist the poor, the homeless, refugees and migrants during this pandemic. Take a look.
The global coronavirus pandemic and the subsequent national lockdowns implemented by different countries has left many African families in dire need, making more apparent the socio-economic inequalities that exist in our societies. And that is why we at One Africa believe that no family should go to bed on an empty stomach. So we call on all Africans to unite and help where they can to make sure that those in need receive a helping hand.
Welcome to the show, Ambassador Rasool. What a beautiful video we've just seen of the amazing work that you're doing through the OneAfricaorg. Now, speak to us about this initiative and why it was so important to start up an organization such as this.
One Africa was founded by Fat Joe, Majota Kambule, and myself just after we had this round of xenophobic intra-African conflict in our townships. What we needed to do was to create a mechanism for solidarity amongst Africans, for peace amongst Africans, and for social cohesion across Africa, because Africa is very interestingly poised for opportunity. And we thought we can't spoil it by having Africans, particularly in South Africa's township, fight it out amongst themselves, compete with each other for scarce resources, and really delay the prosperity that is waiting for Africa.
You have various programs in the works under OneAfricaorg, but we would like to specifically speak to the essential food vouchers that are helping so many African families who are in dire need.
We're not bound by bureaucracy. We can be creative. We can get in the best, most creative people to think through solutions. And so what we have is, on the one hand, a unique technological platform that is able to generate a voucher from 100 to 1,000 rand. That voucher goes to the phone or the device of a recipient. That recipient goes to the supermarket that is participating and redeems it. Now, it doesn't just redeem it for food. Food is critical, but it could be baby clothes. It could be essential medicines. It could even be electricity to keep the fridge running. And so we are putting choice, we are putting dignity, and we are putting safety in the front of this voucher system. We can guarantee that 100% of people's donations will be available for those recipients, because there's no administration fee or no commission that we have to pay anyone in between. We are saying to people, if you want to donate, if you want to buy a voucher, you simply have to go to OneAfrica.org and you can pledge what it is that you want to give to someone in need.
The main aim of OneAfrica.org is to bring cohesion and togetherness amongst Africans in order to promote economic prosperity. So how has COVID-19 impacted on achieving this goal?
As South Africans, we know that COVID-19 has made even worse the recession we've been in, the downgrades we've been undergoing, the unemployment rate that was already high, the low economic growth. Now, this is the case not only in South Africa, it's the case across Africa, and it's also the case across the world, even in the United States and in Europe. So we are not unique in this. But I think that what Africa has is an opportunity not to be tied to the past so much, an opportunity for us to reimagine what is the fair, equitable and shared economy of the future without change to the past. How can we do things differently when the whole world is in trouble? And so I think, starting off with a continental free trade agreement, we should be saying, let us make Africans trade amongst themselves. Secondly, let's use the technological capacity that is so abundant. I always joke that Africa graduated from the drum to the cell phone and didn't use the landline. We started off counting on our fingers. We're now using laptops, and we didn't use calculators in between. That's what our young people are capable of, and we must leave it to young people to say, put this economy in our hands, and we will take it to places where it has never gone before.
And that's the excellence we're speaking about. And on an even more positive note, OneAfricaorg has launched African Excellence Awards, an award show to recognize African excellence like never before. So speak to us about how these awards will work and about who some of these nominees will be.
The awards would have been one glittering night in which a leading group of people who exemplify African excellence would have been showcased and would have been honored. However, COVID-19 has meant that we must go virtual. And so we will have a 6-part broadcast series of about 10 awardees who exemplify our excellence. We will gather together great celebrity guests to come, a panel of judges to make the final decisions, and all of this will come together to say, what has Africa been able to achieve?
Thank you so much, Ambassador Rasool, for all the incredible work that you're doing, not only with the African Excellence Awards, but also with the OneAfricaorg organization. And everyone at home, if you want to get stuck in and lend a helping hand, head over to afternoonexpress.co.za and find out how you can make a contribution to the vouchers that are going to these homes that are so desperately in need. Africa, let's lift each other up and not oppress each other. Thank you, Mr. Rasool.